This all happened at the beginning of winter break. While I'd finished all of my exams, most of my friends still hadn't. This, coupled with the fact that winter in Canada is absolute horseshit, meant that I was probably staying inside for a while. I remember one night, I was watching YouTube. It was a top 10 video regarding internet conspiracies or something, but I can't remember the exact one. Now, there wasn't anything noteworthy about the video itself. It was only until I scrolled through the comments where the strange shit started happening. I was skimming over the top comments, searching for something interesting amongst the sea of debates about the accuracy of the sources in the video, when I stumbled across a rather peculiar one by the username Frank22. He was talking about a lesser-known internet conspiracy called whoisit.com. He didn't go in depth on what it was, only suggesting to the uploader of the video that he should go and check it out. The comment had no likes, but 3 replies. Here's where things started getting even weirder. The replies, all made by different people, simply told him to delete the comment immediately. They didn't use an authoritative tone in the way that they typed, however. The language that they used was more rushed and worried. Stuff like, "Dude, don't talk about that shit. Delete this," etc. Safe to say, I was curious. I searched up whoisit.com on Google, but there were no immediate results. I tried putting it into the Chrome browser, but was met with a blank page. This was all expected, of course. I started searching through pages and pages, trying to find something, but to no avail. I looked through forums pertaining to creepy internet mysteries, but nobody seemed to be talking about the website, whatever the hell it even was. Eventually, though, I was given a breakthrough. I'd created an account on a forum where people discussed unexplained events throughout history, and tossed out an inquiry about the website. I'd gotten a few comments, but they were just people as curious as I was. Sometime later, I'd gotten a message by the username JackRabbit1. This is what it contained. Look, I don't really care where you heard about it, but let me be the first one to tell you that the website isn't there anymore. This isn't me trying to steer you away from finding some big dark secret somebody's trying to hide or something. It's just telling you the truth. That website was not a good thing. Don't mess around trying to look for it. You won't be led anywhere good. I tried responding to him, but of course, he didn't reciprocate. I know that he told me to stay away, but this just made me want to seek it out even more. With the conditions outside, there was nothing else to do, you know? Anyhow, I kept up the search for a little while longer before calling it a night. I was planning on continuing the next day. When I woke up, I checked back on that forum, just to see if I'd gotten any more messages about the site. To my surprise, I had one waiting for me, from a user named 12GH5. Strange handle, but I didn't think anything of it. The message only contained a YouTube link. I clicked on it and was directed to a private video with no views, titled Dirty Skies. The video was about a minute long, and was simply a stationary shot of a stormy sky in an open field. I swear, I watched the video about 18 times, but couldn't pick up on anything noteworthy. But then, I checked the description. This is all that it said. Rust Tracker, Brake Lighter, 28. This was odd, obviously. I wasn't quite sure what to do with it, so I just searched it up on Google. I sifted through a bunch of random, seemingly meaningless websites, ultimately finding nothing. I took a break, thinking about it for a while before trying something else. I typed in the 4 words, but not the number. I counted the 28th result and clicked it. But it just seemed to be a guide on how to fix a conveyor belt. It was long as well. There was no way in hell that I was reading it all, so I tried something else. I looked for keywords on the page. Specifically, whoisit.com. To my surprise, it highlighted a result. I scrolled down to where it was and checked it out. It was a link to the website, sandwiched into the middle of a random sentence. It was right there. Now, I didn't click on it straight away. This link to a website that had seemingly been deliberately hidden in this obscure place that was now right in front of me. However, I didn't click on it immediately. I wasn't really worried about viruses. The laptop I was using already had malware and all. It was more of an esoteric worry. Fear of the unknown, I suppose. I decided to check back on the forum to see if I'd gotten any more messages. As it turns out, I had. It came from a user named Dirty Skies. Hesitantly, I checked it. This is what it read. If you've gotten a message from 12GH5, do not click on any links that it sent. Stop this search right now. Whoisit.com is real, but shouldn't exist. At this point, I was getting a bit creeped out. I'd received a lot of weird and conflicting information and wasn't really sure what to do with any of it. I decided to go ahead and click the link anyways. I really wish that I hadn't. I was directed to a sparse blank page. All that was on there was a massive wall of white text. The text itself looked like gibberish. They were words, but not arranged into any sensible order that could convey a message. Eventually, I got to the very end of it. This is where shit really went off the rails. These were the last few words that were there. Not a happy camper. Not supposed to be here. While this message sent a chill down my spine, what I hadn't noticed was a small timer in the corner of the screen. It was a shade of black that was slightly darker than the background. If you weren't trying to look for it, you wouldn't have found it. I squinted to get a better view of it. It read 5 seconds and counting down. Something about this whole situation started feeling extremely wrong. It took too long to decide whether to close the browser or not. The timer hit 0, and I braced for something. What that something was, I wasn't really sure of. But nothing happened. I just stared at the screen for a while, before closing everything and shutting off the laptop. My friend had invited me to his party later that day, and I was running late, so I just left it at that. It was all so strange, you know? But there was nothing that I could really do at that point, so I just decided not to think about it. I got home really late that night. I was buzzed and tired, so I just headed to bed. As soon as my head hit the pillow, I was out. I awoke maybe 4 hours later to the weirdest sound that I'd ever heard in my life. It was like a mixture between harsh mechanical sounds and somebody screaming. I took a baseball bat and rushed out of my room, searching for the source. Eventually, I had made my way to the living room, where my laptop was sitting. The sound was definitely coming from there. I was taken aback when I looked at the screen. It was on that website again, but the words were being deleted, line by line. Eventually, the screen was completely devoid of anything, and the sound stopped. Well, almost devoid of anything. There were only 2 words left. It's out. I broke the laptop apart and put it into a bag, planning on just dumping it somewhere. The feeling of wrongness that I'd had earlier had now been exponentially multiplied. I was freaking out, and my mind was racing. I drove to an electronic recycling drop-off and tossed it. For some reason, I just did not want it in my apartment anymore. After that, I drove back, finished off a bottle of vodka, and passed out again. I woke up the following morning with the biggest headache that I've ever experienced. I paced around, wondering what the hell had happened last night. What the hell any of this even was. Eventually, I decided to just drop the whole thing. I wasn't going to talk about it to anybody. I wasn't going to post my experience online, and I wasn't even going to think about it anymore. Well, if you're reading this, that clearly didn't pan out. Some strange shit has been happening in my real life now. When I'm talking to somebody, they'll just stop mid-conversation and break into a disturbing ear-to-ear grin, and then go back to talking like nothing even happened. When I look at myself in the mirror now, I swear I can see my reflection blinking. I can hear the damn sound the laptop was making coming from the apartment beside me. I know for a fact that nobody lives there. I checked back on the form using another computer, and I've received about 100 messages from 12GH5. They're all the same, just strings of words that don't make any sense. I deleted my account altogether when it sent me a video of myself laughing hysterically in my room. I don't remember that video ever being taken, nor who would film it. I don't know what to do anymore, and I don't know how much longer I can keep this up. Maybe this'll stop. Maybe I'll think of something. Who the hell knows anymore? But what the fuck is whoisit.com? Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you want to see more, let me know in the comments below, and tell me what you thought of this narration. Make sure to follow me on Twitter for updates, and if you'd like to get early videos, shoutouts, and much more, I'd appreciate it if you check out my Patreon page. It's a place where you can help support my channel while getting awesome rewards in the process, and every pledge helps out a ton, no matter the size. So if you'd like to see all the rewards I offer and consider becoming a patron, it'd mean a ton to me if you'd click the link in the description and just check it out. And don't forget to show some love to the amazingly talented authors who make these narrations possible. Have a good night, everybody. Cheers.